Hey there, responders and RMPs. Chrissy Brooks here with Hypothetical for week ending 6/28. We are at the end of June already, so this is your last chance to get a hypothetical in for the month of June, which is a requirement. We are dealing with a limited quantity Y today, which limited quantity Y means that it's going to be going through our air system. So let us jump right in. We're going to work through our decision tree and response sheets. We're going to read every word out loud because you know what? It is good practice. And you know what? It's also going to keep that mind fresh just in case we end up in some kind of emergency situation. So this is what we've got going on. A box with a limited quantity Y label is leaking on the floor in a package car. The box also has hazardous material, red and white papers, and an NDA address label. A small puddle of liquid is spreading on the floor from this box. Opening the box reveals 2 bottles of furniture polishing oil, both with broken lids. The product comes back not found when you search in ETT. When the pH is tested, it is an 8. There are no fumes that irritate the skin, visible fumes, smoke, or irritating odors. So we are going to answer the questions below based on this scenario. First question, what box did the decision tree lead you to? I'm going to leave this up right here. Go ahead and pause your video, read through your decision tree. We're going to be right back. All right, friends, just like I promised, here I am right back. So as we are going through our leaking package decision tree, October 2023, we are top box, of course, getting a no. We don't have too large of a quantity, and we are no heat, no fumes, none of that stuff going on. So that's going to lead us down here into our box right here. So we do have a diamond hazard label, which is going to lead us over here. This, remember, is our prohibited box. We don't have any prohibited diamond hazard labels. Y limited quantity is allowed in our system. Down to this box right here. This box, remember, is the stuff that is allowed in our system, but we don't clean it up because it's too dangerous. Again, limited quantity Y does not fall into this category. Coming over here, I don't know about you, but I don't drink furniture polish. It's probably not very tasty. So this box is a no, which right here, boom, yellow box. We need to have a designated responder cleaning this box, cleaning this spill. Sorry, not this box. Well, I mean, it is a box. It's a leaking package. So they need to clean up the spill coming out of this box. So we ended up here in our yellow box. So let's go down here to our yellow box. And then what response sheet or containment sheet did the responder utilize for this spill? So I gave you a lot of information up here that will help you as you process through. And what I want you to do with these hypotheticals, I want you to go through and read the whole situation. So I want you to go through and read all of the response sheets. I want you to get all the way through the waste disposal flowchart, all the way through to the decontamination checklist where you would be cleaning your PPP up. So make sure that you are going through all of the response sheets when you're doing these hypothetical scenarios. But in this particular question, I want to know which response sheet did you go to first? Which response sheet did we end up on first? And that answer is going to be our class 9 or limited quantity. So class 9 or limited quantity is going to be the first response sheet that we're going to end up on. So I believe that one, yep, that one is on page number 6. So let's go ahead and flip to page number 6 and find out what did this specific response or containment sheet tell us to do. As we are reading through our response sheets, we are also going to read every word out loud on this one. So Class 9 in limited quantity consists of a material which, although otherwise subject to regulations, presents a limited hazard during transportation due to its form, quantity, and packaging, usually consumer commodities. So we're talking about small quantities of things. Story time. I had a leaker in one of my facilities. It was 6 bottles of I believe it was 93% concentrated sulfuric acid. It was a it was a drain cleaner, a plumber grade, super, super caustic. And all that it had on it was a limited quantity label. And that was good enough. That was all that it needed. So this limited quantity stuff is nothing to mess around with. Hazards. Any or all of the following may apply. Contact may irritate or burn the skin or eyes. Fire may produce irritating or poisonous gases, may be poison if it's inhaled, swallowed, or absorbed through the skin. Heat, sparks, or flames may ignite material. Vapors may travel to a source of ignition and flash back. The material may be toxic as well as flammable. So I wanted to bring this to you guys' attention here. This is the damage that I'm talking about. So this is liquid lightning drain cleaner. And my responder, this is only 6 bottles. So this is what happened with 6 bottles of this liquid lightning drain cleaner. This is the mess that we ended up with, and we actually ended up calling an outside responder for this damage. And as you can see, it has its UN number on here. It has that it's packing group 2. It has the class on it, and it's just got that limited quantity label on there. That's all that it's got. It didn't have red and white shipping papers. It didn't have any of that information. As we were trying to neutralize and solidify, it was turning into crystals. So we ended up calling in an outside responder, like I said. Everything that it touched, it was turning it black. It was turning the cardboard into black sludge. So thank goodness, as my responder began this, he was paying attention to his decision tree, and right here, he put on those silver shield liners like his decision tree told him to. This product began eating through his green gloves, and that is why we follow our decision tree. See, look, right here. It says that it's class 8, which is corrosive, but all that it has is that diamond hazard label on it, that limited quantity diamond hazard label. So these are out there. This is not an undeclared. This is not a non-compliant. This is exactly what it needs to be. So we need to make sure that we're following our decision tree and wearing the PPE that we should be wearing, because this could have been my responder's hands. So make sure that we're wearing that PPE that it suggests that we need to be wearing. Sorry, off my soapbox. All right, so we're going to keep all sources of ignition away from the substance, avoid creating friction or sparks, avoid any activity which will cause the material to become airborne. I am going to skip solids because we do not have a solid, we have a liquid. We're going to check the pH. Hey, there it is, that very first one. All right, so we're going to check the pH by tearing off approximately 5 inches of pH indicator tape and immerse it in the spilled liquid. Match the pH tape color closest to the color on the pH tape dispenser. Now, we learned that our pH was an 8. So if the pH material is within the 6 to 9 pH range, stop and go to the flammable liquid response sheet. Material does not need to be tested again once we hit the flammable liquid response sheet. So that would be our next response sheet. We would go on then to our flammable liquid response sheet. Moving on. So this is some new info right here. If you are getting that access denied error on the MFA page, click here. This is going to take you to the Fix Token website where you can reset your PIN code. You have to follow the instructions on this page step by step. Don't skip steps. I suggest click on the link, read the entire page. Then in step 2, it tells you to click here. Click on that link in your step 2 and follow the directions. Hopefully, you know what, you just click yes and you don't have to mess with it at all. And hopefully you're getting in with your own credentials. Then I know that I need to get to that waste disposal flow chart. I do want to highlight we do have a new waste disposal flow chart effective May 2025. So please do not save this. Do not print this. Do not do anything except access it through the quick reference guide. That's the only way you should be getting into this because it is constantly changing, right? We all know that. So which box on the waste disposal flow chart are we going to end up in? So we do have a spilled and leaking package. We didn't spill outside of our facility. We didn't enter a drain. We don't have reportable quantity. We don't fit into any of these categories with our limited quantity furniture polish. We're not non. It said it was not found. We don't have 3 gallons or more. We just have 2 spray bottles. We're not a noxious odor, and it does not contain hydrofluoric acid. So we are going to follow our applicable DMP procedures listed in our operator's quick reference guide, table of contents based on our generator status. So that's going to take us down here to the bottom green box, this one right here. A lot of people, you guys are not reading the answers to the questions and you're picking this one. That is incorrect. We're not processing this as liquid present. We are going to solidify this material and then process it according to our facility generator status. I want to point out before I go on to the next page, because the next page has the RCRA clean container questions. If you do not know what a RCRA clean container is, read these 2 boxes right here. These 2 boxes tell you exactly what a RCRA clean container is, all right? So if you do not know what a RCRA clean container is, boom, it's right here, all right? Moving on, because I'm getting kind of long-winded. What do you do with RCRA clean containers? Hey, guess what? There it is right there. We're going to throw them away. If it's empty, chuck it. New question, pay attention. What tool do we use that shows us what diamond hazard label is not allowed in the UPS small package system? Is it our waste disposal flow chart, our OSHA regs poster, our 6-sided check poster? No, it's our prohibited poster. We all know that one. So prohibited poster. And hopefully you've got that DOK completed. If not, and you don't have a copy of the DOK, email me or text me. Text me your name and your manager's name, and I will email a copy of the DOK to your manager so that you can begin completing your DOKs. That is knowledge that when OSHA or the EPA walks through your door, they're going to beeline it to you and ask you those questions. So you need to know that information as a responder. And everybody's favorite page. It's also my favorite page because it means that I get to stop talking, although I like listening to myself talk, as is very evident because I just went on for 12.5 minutes. All right, so make sure you do your drop down. If you are not in this drop down, let me know. Your respiratory indicator is off and we need to get in touch with your health and safety supervisor or your transportation coordinator because it shouldn't be off if you're a responder. Then we're going to click our last brown button, get to the thank you for completing your hypo, and you're done for the week. Again, thank you guys so much. This one's for you, Dirk. Go out there and hit that like, follow, share. I guess I don't know who you'd share it with, but like and follow. You're going to get more content from me. I have an RMP video, not RMP call, Responder Corner. I'm still looking for a name, so if you've got a name for my informational call, let me know what it is. I'm kind of liking Responder Corner now that I've come up with it, but we'll see. I've got one coming up about fireworks, so look for that in your inbox, and I've talked for way long enough. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.